Alright, this is a note for I absolutely know my lovely Rachel. She basically won't hear this, but if I could, I really would like her to see this. Okay, so we know where we are. We're in Camden, and we're at a pub, really nice pub. It's actually really quiet tonight for some reason. It's just so cold. Okay, so it's normally really busy. So the last time I was here was about, oh good enough, that's about 5 years, 7 years ago. I come to London, you know, I'm from the north now and I come to London all the time. I love the place. So right now, when I was last here, I was with my mate Phil. Now, Phil is a really cool guy. I mean, he's a very intelligent guy from a very intelligent family of doctors. And I lived with Phil when I was about 14 and 15. Phil's mum is a woman called Sylvia. Right, Sylvia's a lovely woman, and I met Sylvia, and she, you know, she's a very serious woman. I mean, we're looking at the head doctor right here, right? This is the Ashkenazi family that basically took everything after the Second World War, right? And we're looking at all the hotel, everything that was stolen off, you know, that we all know about, that was stolen after the Second War, especially the banks, especially the hotels and the pubs, all the properties, everything was stolen, like, and it was stolen off the royals, off the Queen's people, off the British people. There's been a huge theft going on. This is interesting. Now, Silver is the Ashkenazi family that stole all that stuff, right? Now, Phil is the son of the Ashkenazi family. Now, he's my best friend. Like, I love Phil, and now his mum. We live together. We live together. Actually, up the road. Actually, with my girlfriend Rachel. And we lived together at Sylvia's house. Now, Sylvia really loved me. She's Ashkenazi family that stole everything, the banks, the hotels, especially the hospitals. She's literally the head doctor. And she's the head doctor. Right, the guy in the family, well, he's scarpered. So basically everything is run by a woman. Now, Sylvia is an adorable woman, and I know her. And she literally adopted me the minute we met each other. She said, so many stuff, so many things. I mean, I did several paintings at our house. It's a luxury house in Hampstead it was, and I lived there with Rachel and Pilgrim, and basically Sylvia chose me and Phil to run the hospital. She absolutely chose me and Phil to run the hospitals, the hotels, the banks, everything. Right? She was absolutely. Uh, she's a very wonderful, voracious woman. She absolutely loves life. She's a great woman. I learned everything from Sylvia. She's a brilliant artist. She's an installation artist, and she's also a very good architect. And she's also the head of the Architects Association in London. Now, I've been to the Architects Association in London. They absolutely party at the fact that I'm the next head, right? They're chosen by Sylvia. Okay, she's the head woman. She owns the hotels everywhere, my friends, and now it's owned by me and Phil. There's actually a few others, and there you go. And this is London, and this is a pub that I saw Phil at a few years ago. Me and Rachel, we used to live at Sylvia's house, and Sylvia gave me the keys to the hospital, and she means I'm the head doctor, I'm the head psychiatrist. Certainly she is, right? Now, me and Phil are now. She's literally chosen me. She's an artist. She loves my artwork, and away we go from there. From there on, I became a medic, a very good dietitian. You could call myself a leading dietitian statistically, and I'm a trained psychologist. I've studied cutting edge psychology. I'm very interested in our hospitals. Um, and the ambulance service know all this stuff. They're wonderful people. Most of the people are really cool in the hospitals. We had a lot of problems in there as well, but just a very small, ratty little corner. Okay, we'll be talking about that later. And this is Camden Town. There's Camden Lock. This is us, Sylvia. Basically, we run the hospitals in the. Can you believe it? I'm not joking. Around the whole world. The Ashkenazi is my friend. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah. So, me and Rachel, we got married Okay, sorry about that. We got married, and we were living at Sylvia's house. Okay, now Sylvia, when I met Sylvia, she's the most wonderful woman you could ever meet. And she's so voracious, so full of life. A great woman. She certainly isn't a thief. Okay, now the Ashkenazis, they're known as the biggest thieves that the world's ever seen. Okay, what they've stolen, everything, the banks, the works. Okay, now the guy in the Ashkenazi, head of the Ashkenazi family, right? Okay, it's the Lubinsky family, right? Now, they adopted me. That's a definite. They adopted, so certainly Sylvia adopted me. Now, the guy in the family, the dad, where is he? Where's the dad? Like, where's the head of the hospitals? Where's the dad? Like, oh, he's gone. He's gone. He's not there. Right, so now it's Sylvia. Right, now this is in the 80s and the 90s, okay? She's still the head of the hospitals, don't be stupid, okay? There she is, she's an amazing woman. Okay, so now where's the guy? Oh, he's not there. So it's only Sylvia. Alright, so now it's about her boys. Okay, she's got two boys, right? And they're my age. Alright, now we all live together. Now me and Phil, one of her boys, he is a top guy, and we became very good friends, right? And we'll talk more about him a little bit later. But about Sylvia, we I got to know Sylvia, and then she heard about me and Kate McIntosh. She knows about me and Claire, and she absolutely she knows Claire, right? And she loves Claire. Okay, she loves Claire. She thinks Claire is amazing. Claire, I can tell you, we met, well, I've known her all my life. It's a family friend. When I was something like, 5, 6, we knew each other very well. She's a little bit older than me, and Claire is a stunning woman. Um, and basically, we became very close, and then eventually, not soon after, when I was about 7, we wanted to get married. Yeah, she wanted to marry me, and very serious stuff. And we were in love basically. And Claire, right, is very famous. Right, we're married. Me and Claire are actually married. She wanted to marry me, and we still feel the same right now. We're very much older now, but we still feel the same. She still Okay, this is to further the discussion when we were outside the pub in Camden. We're talking about my best mate Phil. I'll just talk a bit more about him, and I've known him since I was first 14, and we basically lived together. We moved into his house in Hampstead. It was a lovely house. It was basically sort of very very nice house in a very good, amazing area. And me and Phil, we got on really well, and we became brothers. They called us brothers. I mean, we look very, very similar. He's South American, Latin American, Argentinian, and the Ashkenazi family, right? Now, basically, Phil, so I used to live at Phil's house in Hampstead, and me and Rachel, we used to live there. Right, we had a flat in the basement flat in Hampstead in Sylvia's house. It was a lovely flat, basement flat, had a veranda, and we had our kitchen and a beautiful bedroom and living room, and we lived together and slept with each other, and we were quite young. Um, and then upstairs is Sylvia's house, and she's basically head of the hospitals. Rachel is a beautiful girl. Bjorg, the singer Bjorg, is playing Rachel's part. Okay, now all of her songs are about Rachel. Okay, so Claire is like a beautiful woman. Actually, Lily Allen's playing her part. Oh yeah. Okay, about Claire. Lily Allen is actually playing her part because she looks just like Claire, right? And me and uh, actually Lily Allen. Lily is actually named after a cat that my mum had. She had a cat called Lily before she was born. Lily, well, I mean, roughly at the same time, to be honest. I mean, roughly when Lily Allen was born, and this is our cat in our house here, right? Well, not this one, but this is, my mum's place. There we go. Okay. Um, yeah, about me and Claire. Basically, uh, yeah, as I told you earlier about, us in the electronic world. Well, me and Dallas, we're the computer machine, basically the electronic world. We're not the electronic world, we are, but we are the star inside the electronic world, which is basically your home computers, right? It made a lot of money, right? And it's a huge business, right? So, and it's actually surrounded by the chip and DOS, right? And then the software comes later. It's important. Like Facebook is developed by our friends, our people. They needed the chip, they needed the DOS, and that's us, me and Dallas. And then Keith coming along with serious software stuff, right? And then Facebook is basically is basically ours, right? Now, then it got stolen, right? Now, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But I want to talk about Claire, my girlfriend. She's just the most wonderful girl you could ever meet, possibly in the whole world, right? Okay, so and I loved her so much oh my goodness, I was young, a good normal young lad, right? And I just fell in love with this, and I know every fucking young lad has the same fucking thing. Yeah, he knows a girl around, and my God, he's mad for her, right? Shh, don't tell anyone. This is literally everybody in Britain or in the world. Yes, in the world. Okay, now that's me and Claire, right? Now I love this woman, right? Now we were a little bit more vocal in this area, especially with me. And then Claire, she wanted to marry me. She's like I say, you can't imagine anything more amazing than Lily Allen, who's playing Claire's part. Now, this is our the kitchen, and we have a cat here called Marley. We have plenty of cats over the years, and Lily is one of our early cats. A lovely little cat she was, beautiful. Okay, okay, now Claire is actually my wife, and we're actually married. Right now, we've had a very long relationship. She's a wonderful woman, right? She has a wonderful mum called Pat. We'll talk about her in a minute. But me and Claire, we're in the electronic world, right? Now, if you look at the Apple Mac, right? Now after that came the Sinclair, right? This is your silly little car from a bunch of puffs that basically stole the electronic industry of me, Dallas Tremaine, Keith, and myself. A few others, not that many. That's it basically. And Keith is extremely good looking. I mean, he's basically looks like James Dean. I mean, they literally run and own Facebook. They created it, my friends. Okay, now Claire is basically in the time. Sinclair rather is basically in the time just before I met uh, Keith, which is the software end, which came a little bit later. Because if you remember, Sinclair was around a time when software wasn't quite developed quite at that point, and it was in the area where the DOS area was growing, getting better. Apple Mac, for instance, the very first one is not too bad. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, it's got now then got the software coming from, I say, the best computer people sadly get a really tough name called hackers, but there is a reason for that. We'll talk about that later. It's an amazing group, and we're very lucky. Okay, all right, now Sinclair, right? So Apple Mac, and then Sinclair. All right, now Sinclair is proving. Well, it just is. I mean, we are the computer industry. I mean, I am the computer industry with Dallas, right? Dallas is he is one heck of a guy. This guy, right? Um, wh- um, we basically, well, I'll talk more about it later, but we a bit we yeah, we own Apple Mac. Well, this is our company, right? It's basically named after me. Mac Apple Macintosh is my girlfriend, Kate Macintosh. It's just all right. So yeah, this church. Okay, that's the Church of America. That's literally Christianity, my friends. That's the head of the Christian church. There it is. It says memorial for everyone in the Christian church, unless you're black, African, my friends. Okay, so what did the Christian Africans think of that? Like that their religion has been bastardized in such a way. Okay, so um, that church now is actually Greg's sandwich shop. Okay, now they stole Facebook off us. They stole DOS off us. Chip, the whole fucking computer industry, literally billions, over 100 billion every year in profit. That is like we're talking a lot of money here. Like Greg's stolen this. Greg's is the head of the Christian church. That's your Christians. Like hello. Um, I'm not saying anything. There's some really good Christians out there, right? But let's have a look at the head of their Christian church. Why not? Okay, and there it is, Memorial Church. What do you mean memorial? Do you need a fucking smack in the mouth, you fucking perf, right? And there he is. He's also a Chinaman. Alright, so what's he doing in an atheist? What's he doing as the head of the fucking Christian church? What's he doing to Jesus? Do you want to have a look? Alright, yeah, so we're in London, and it's been so cool. I mean, I haven't been here for so long. I miss the place so much. I have a lot of memories here. I love the people here, and I really appreciate them. And I live in the north now, and I have missed them all this time. And coming here was just brilliant. The problem is with London, I love it so much, but the problem is I can't live here. I have to leave, and I'm going in about 10 minutes. Going back home. I live in the north now, like. Yeah, so uh yeah, I mean I had to leave London. Jermaine was killed. My brother, like you never seen. I mean, it was just so bad what happened there. We will talk about this. I really got to tell the people from the Jermaine Richardson family, and also all the street gangs out there. Like this is their dad, Jermaine, right? So I really want to talk to them. They mean a lot to me. He meant a lot to me. Right now, Yeah, so I then was then in North Camden, and we're madness, right? We're the madness crew. I mean, we're a tough crew from Somers Town and Camden Town, right? I'm quite a feature there, if you like. Yeah, I've known them a long time. They know who I am, all of them, and my Bill, his sons know their band as well. Okay, yeah. So I had to. Jermaine was killed, and my life was really bad because the same people that did that to him also came at me. And I had such a bad time. You know, if I could tell Jermaine now, he's dead now, but if I could tell him what they did to me in London, North London, near Camden, they were attacking Tremaine, they were attacking all of us. We're Facebook, okay, and they not only stole Facebook, they then tried to kill us, right? Okay, the truth is the actual founder and creator of Facebook was murdered. His Keith's brother. Okay, he was murdered a long time ago, and then actually first they murdered Tremaine, and then they murdered Keith's brother, and he is the mastermind behind all computer programming. He's a genius, like okay, okay. So this is me and Tremaine and Keith and Dallas. Right now, I've been very attacked. I've got like a number of people coming at me. Right, we're in a very bad area of London. Okay, and people have got guns. They've got like fucking the worst weapons you can imagine. I've seen so much stuff. They've come at me, right? They've really come at me badly. Like they were trying to kill me. All right, I couldn't believe what was going on. I did nothing to them. They were in a manor war with me, and they then waterboarded me. Right, now I started doing this about 2002, and it went on for basically 4 years. Right now, waterboarding, they did this every fucking day. Right, a waterboarding is so bad. Um, what they do is that they somehow got a really big, like a big plank of wood, right? I don't know where you get this from. It's a chippy yard, right? So a big plank of wood, quite thick, you know, and then they've got a huge rock, massive rock, right? And then at 2 o'clock in the morning, this guy downstairs in the flat had been placed in by councils. We talk about that a bit later, and he's the African Society. He's basically all of Africa, and this guy's a white guy. He's a clone. He's a clone. He's a homosexual rent boy, that kind of stuff. And I got stuck with this guy. Actually placed with him. He was put there to be my boyfriend by the council. Okay, so this is all organised, yeah. So there are 2 in the morning. There he is with his plank of wood, right, and a massive rock, and he then smacks it really hard, right, and he's in the flat downstairs, and he's making a noise so loud the whole estate is waking up, right, at 2 in the morning, right. Okay, he's doing that, so we're waking up, right, okay, right. Now and then we try and go back to sleep, right? Let's go back to sleep, goes back to sleep, and then 2 hours later again, right? Another fucking load of bangs, like really bad, loud, really bad. Where was, it was very, very bad. Right now, he kept doing this for 3 times a night, so a bit more, a little bit more. He was doing it all through the night, right until the morning. Right now, I never got any sleep. Now this was going on for uh, every day for after about living there for about a year, and then he started to kick in, and it was a gang war, right? And it was like I couldn't get any sleep, right? Now he was doing this 5 days a week, right, for 3.5 years. He might have taken a half a year off in that time. Now I can tell you this is more than difficult to live with, right? It was very, very bad. It was every night, my friends. Now, I found out later, after about 2, 3 years, that what was going on is that one guy was doing it one night, okay, and then he was going off to another guy's house and he was bringing in another guy, right? And then now he was doing it, right, all through the night. Okay, so now then there's another guy, right? Actually, there's about five of them, right? I saw them all, right, and I never seen a bunch of maggots I've ever seen in my life. Now, Bill was here. Bill is a lovely guy. I've got a picture of him right there. He would hate these guys, right? He's from Kentish Town, Bill, right from where this was going on. And the people that were doing this were from the prison communities. They're the Fred West crew, like they're very nasty, right? And there we go. That's who's doing that. And they're doing this in shifts now, like they're doing waterboarding, it's called. This is what waterboarding gets its name from. It's from this attack to me, right? And it was every night. And like after 2.5 years, I was struggling really, really badly in so many ways I can't describe. But technically and medically, I went and found out about this stuff, and yeah, sleep deprivation can cause brain damage. And I was very worried, right? And I was going through it at the time, and I started to hear screams in my head. It's because I couldn't get any sleep. As I was trying to get sleep in the day, he wouldn't let me do that either. All right, yeah, this guy's a fucking out of sight. I mean, he was trying to kill me, my friends. He was trying to kill me. Like, I don't even know this guy. I hardly met him, right? And this is what it's like living in a council estate in every fucking city in England, all right? What do you think? Right, okay, they're having the same problem. It's quite common, my friends. All right, it's very bad. All right, they were trying to kill me. All right, they were also shooting guns outside my flat. We had all sorts of problems, and again, it's their Facebook. You know, stolen Facebook off us. Okay, there you go. All right, that's a little bit more. Okay, so after like all this waterboarding every night, literally one night off a week. I was struggling really badly, right? I urgently needed to get some sleep, right? So I'd have to do this. I'd have to go and look for sleep elsewhere in London. Now I couldn't find anywhere, right? I couldn't find maybe Soho Square. I mean, poof, sleeping there at night. I mean, nah, not good. Not a good idea, right? Okay, so I couldn't stay in London, so I then had to get some sleep. I couldn't get any sleep, right? And so I had to get on a train, and I started down in London, in Brighton, and I go to Brighton, and I'd get some sleep, right, just on the bench somewhere, right? And that's not fucking Great Brighton for that type of stuff, but my God, I urgently needed to sleep, right? Guess what? I went back. Oh my God, there we go. Off we go again, right now, and it's going on for months, right? So, oh God, off I go again. I fucking need some sleep, right? So there I go. I'm down in Brighton again, and I'm getting now. I've got a much nicer place to sleep. Like I've literally got a nice dry yard. It was a dry yard from behind a sort of supermarket or that kind of thing. It was all dry, so it was fine, and it was inside. It was warm, and there was actually there was a sort of duvet there. So yeah, I got really good sleep, and this is like fantastic after actually quite a fucking long time, 2.5 years. All I was doing there was I was studying anthropology. I was learning the Schwimmer bag of Alton, for instance. It's a big long study. And I was doing that when I was there. I was also doing sound engineering. I wasn't very good at it, but I was learning it. It takes actually sound engineering. Let's be honest, it takes longer than 10 years, right? So I was in my early days then. No big deal. I made no sound on the matter. I never talked to anyone about it. I just did it, and this is a long time ago. And there I was being waterboarded, so I had to get my sleep down in Brighton, and I was getting my sleep, and I managed to find a dry yard, and it was fantastic. It was like amazing. Actually where the bins were, but they were kind of far away. No problem to me. I got a really good night's sleep, and again, and I actually stayed there for about a week. Okay, so now I'm having to leave London, right? So I decided to this time go back and having to leave again. This time I went up to Leicester. Okay, I went to Leicester. Again, I'm sleeping rough there. Yeah, it's not that easy. I did meet an Indian girl there, and I fancied her, and it transcribed later. I ended up moving to Leicester, and it wasn't so good. And I ended up leaving. But however, I was in Leicester. That's why I wasn't. That that's Yeah, and that's why I was in Leicester because of waterboarding in London. So, and then from Leicester, I went to Birmingham, and I used to sleep in the Birmingham station, the station there. Now you can't sleep it there at night, so I had to find corners and do a lot of it. It was very difficult, and I didn't enjoy that. Obviously not. Yeah, and so I carried on, and I ended up in Leeds, and I was sleeping rough there for not too long, a couple of nights. And I met a guy. He was really cool. He was our black guy, and he was a lovely guy. We got on so well, and we did some. He liked me. We talked, and he let me stay at his place, and I met him in Leeds very quickly, and I stayed there for a couple of nights, and then I went to Blackpool. Yeah, I went to Blackpool from Leeds, from Blackpool to Blackpool. I went to Blackpool because it's quite nearby, and again I was sleeping rough, and again I was getting the best sleep that I think I've ever had was actually in Blackpool. It's because it's hotel land, and they were leaving mattresses out, right, out in the side roads. Right, now those mattresses during the summertime, I have very good memories of getting a fantastic sleep, looking at the stars I was, and I was saying something like, um, all I want to do is see the stars tonight. Because that night I was getting a great sleep. It wasn't raining. It was in the summertime. It was Blackpool. I was on the mattress, and I was in luxury. No one's harassing me. Nowhere near that. Okay, I was in Blackpool, and everything was just mighty good, right? Mighty good, mighty pucker, basically. And so yeah, and then I'm only there for a day trip, a couple of days, and so I guess where I have to go back to them, the waterboarding people, and again off they go again when I come back. It's consistent. I found out they're doing it in shifts. They kept that secret, but then I saw them. I saw them coming in and out, different people. One guy after the other. Sometimes I saw them all together. They were doing this in shifts, right? I was thinking to myself, how can you do that? How can you do that? Like, I said, after 1 year, I was thinking, how can one person do that? I mean, he has to be awake too. How the hell can he do this? So that's what was going on, right? So yeah, I left. So I ended up going back to this waterboarding, and it was going on again, right? So I kind of fuck this, right? I'm going to. I decided to. Um, Stuff happened. A few years went by, and managed to get out of there. No, that's right. Managed to get out of there, out of that waterboarding situation, and it was very much for me personally. I mean, have you seen the film Texas Chainsaw Massacre? When the woman gets out at the end, right? She's screaming, she's shouting, she's so delighted. There's like it's my scene when I came out of this waterboarding scene, because there was drills involved, there was chains, there was weapons, there was guns. It wasn't just that, okay? All right, now when she got out in the film Texas Chainsaw Massacre right at the end, that's me getting out of that place, right? So how I got out there was rather, it wasn't on a truck. It was a progressive stage. I had to go to Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part Two, and then I managed to get out of London. Right, so Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part Two is the hospitals, the mental health department, a corner of the hospitals, which is an illegal part of the hospitals. It's a very different part of the hospitals to the main unit hospital, which is full of wonderful people. The Red Cross run 75% of surgery. That's your hospital. The rest is junk. Okay, and we'll talk about that later. Sylvia hates it. She's giving it to me. Okay, she wants to clear it up. Right now, I was in. Okay, so and then the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part Two. Okay, and then managed to get on a truck and get out of here. Right, so and then got on a in on a train, and I ended up in Birmingham. Managed to get a flat there, right, from London. And there we go. I'm out of London. I'm out of waterboarding. I'm away from Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part Two. Okay, and my God, I was getting great sleep. It was much better. I was in Birmingham. I was in Sparkhill, right in the middle of a Pakistani area, and I had absolutely no trouble. They were so nice to me. I had a good time there. However, it had some issues for me. I just couldn't get to town. I was not too far. Wasn't that close to town, and shopping in Birmingham is probably the worst in the UK. Right, the reason is there's only one Sainsbury's, and the queue goes right out the block, and this is every Saturday, every Friday. So if you want to go shopping, now forget that shop, right? So where else have you got? You've got the market, but if you want to go to Sainsbury's or something like that, you're gonna have to go there. Birmingham, it's the shopping's so bad that I couldn't do it. And I have to live on decent food. I sort of got arthritis, and I have to live on a certain diet, and I couldn't do it in Birmingham, so I had to leave. So I decided to go to Leeds. I first went to India, right, and then I went to Leeds. I also went to Southeast Asia, and then went to Leeds. And then when I was in Leeds, I was recording a lot, and I was very busy. But in Leeds again, I wasn't anywhere near waterboarding, and I succeeded, I got somewhere, and I was alive for a start, what I mean. Uh, uh, yeah, so Leeds was a success for me. I mean, it was a bit messed up for me, very messed up for me. It was tough up there, actually. Like, I was in a tough place. Like, uh, because we're in the poverty end of life, and yeah, traveling England is very difficult when you're not got too much money. Now, Leeds offered me a place, and I did actually do the best I could there. I have so many brilliant stories about my place in Leeds. Where do I begin? Okay, so the thing about Leeds was I got a flat now, and I was away from waterboarding, and I had the peace and quiet. And my neighbour upstairs, oh, he was such a nice guy. He was a northerner. He was so nice to me. I mean, we had conversations, and my God, he wasn't banging. I was waiting for him to bang and kill me and try and do this to me and cut my throat and throw me out and say, I don't know what he's saying. He's just saying, the fucking hell, it was really bad. Right now, this guy was really, really nice, right? Now, he's a Leeds guy, right? Now, I used to go up and play my guitar to him every song I knew. I used to do this quite a lot. Not a lot, just I was doing music downstairs in my flat, you see, and actually we had Taylor Swift had just started her career, and I can't believe this. This is actually the true story, but she knows about my story. Okay, she is actually playing Pilgrim. Pilgrim is my girlfriend. She is everyone's mum. She's a queen. It's a great story. I love Pilgrim so much. Um, and Taylor Swift is Pilgrim. And when I was in Leeds, I had Taylor Swift's um, condo van. Condo was outside my flat, very literally like outside my flat. And this is when I was in Leeds about 2003, 2004. Oh, maybe no. It was actually later. It was more 2009 actually. Yeah, 2010 actually. Yeah, 2010 it was, and Taylor Swift had a condo. What do you call them in America? I'm so sorry that they got a name. So it was an American condo van. I thought, what? I was like, when I saw this, right, it's like, crikey, I haven't seen something like this in England, full stop, let alone in Beeston and Leeds. And there it was, right outside my flat. Okay, so we're looking at an item, right, from Nashville, from the Johnny Cash area. Okay, yeah. So this is right outside my flat. I was recording every day. I love music. I wasn't very good. I must admit, I have to do quite a lot when it comes to recording, including the sound engineering bit, and that's what I was excelling in this area. And I'm falling back in the music area, but I just needed some more time. Certainly, Taylor Swift was definitely supporting me. Just the most loveliest woman you could meet. She's been incredibly supportive. I've had like serious support all over the place from Taylor Swift. Um, yeah, Oasis too. Actually, at that place as well. Oasis, the Gallagher brothers. They were really, really good. I had a lot of trouble a little bit later. It was really bad. They threatened to bomb my flat. So many things. Like the people that did the 7/7 bombings in London, I lived round the corner from them, and yeah, they found out who I was, and basically Max had to leave. Simple as that, right? So we're Taylor Swift, you see. So and she was there, and they could see that she was there as well. Uh, so Justin Bieber was there as well. He had a presence there. I will tell you, he had a presence there as well. Presence there, right? Uh, so this is when I did some recording there, and I love my tunes. You know, they I'm sentimental about them. They're not brilliant at all, but I absolutely love Red Circles. I wrote that there in that flat, and it's about a lot of stuff. It's about me and Rachel and our group, and I wrote a track name about something that will I want us to have a circle to protect us, for us to become red circles, which is this kind of art group. You know, we're Camden, but we're in Leeds, Yorkshire, and you know we're red circles. Red circles is the north. It's Betty Boone, my grandma. She's a dancer, model dancer. We're the north, and Red Circles is an our group, right? Uh, and that was me in Leeds. So from there, I then had to leave. As I told you, tragically they threatened to crystal bomb my flat. They showed me the crystal bomb. They said we're going to do this quite soon, and they told me another lot of stuff. They were going to kill me quite soon had their opinions about our Western lifestyle. Okay, so I had to leave very quickly from this area in Leeds. So I then left and I went to Blackpool, back to Blackpool. You see, I was already in Blackpool before. Now, no, a story I have about when I first came to Blackpool after waterboarding. That is, yeah. This is before I was in Leeds and kicked out by some of the pack. I don't know where they're from, but they're very dark, sort of dark engines, and the kind of yeah, smilers basically. I just don't like them. Okay, so now I went back to Blackpool. Now, the reason I went back to Blackpool was when I was there before. At the time, I got a great night's sleep. All I want to do is see the stars tonight. I met and then another night. Then it started raining. Okay, and it was raining really bad. And when it's raining and you're homeless, you're gonna get wet. Okay, like, I was very wet. All right, and I was very near at central Blackpool. I was round the back streets, and I met a woman, a blonde woman, right? She's a lovely lady. I mean, I'll never forget her. She's just the epitome of the beauty and wondrousness of the northern people. She was a young lady, and she had everything that I loved about a woman. And I couldn't tell her who I was and what I'd been through, but I was in a right state at the time. I needed shelter, right? And she could see I was suffering, and she gave me a hug. She said, I can't remember what she said. Basically, she was very loving, right? Very caring, very supportive. And she turns out to be a hotel owner, kind of like, the woman side of a hotel business, right? In Blackpool, right? And she's a blonde woman, right? Lovely woman. Yeah, and that's in Blackpool. When after being waterboarded, I was ended up in Blackpool for a few nights. Okay, now when I was there. When I came back to Blackpool a little bit later, after living in Leeds, I then came back. I came back to Blackpool to actually live. Right, I decided to live there because of this woman I met. All right, now interesting this year. On the Blackpool seafront, what you call a lot of placards, really big placards. I mean, they're giant. I haven't seen placards as big as this in England. I mean, they're huge, right? For instance, at Sea Life, you have a few. You don't have them anymore. This was over 10 years ago, right? 15 years ago it was, and 10 years ago. And basically, on the front, there was that you have something like, I think it's something like the Rock Hall of Fame is on the Blackpool Sea Coast front, and right at the front there was a big huge placard of Michael Jackson. Okay, and it was brand new. And guess what? It was Michael Jackson and a blonde woman standing next to her. Now that blonde woman is like completely unknown. That's Michael Jackson and a blonde woman. Okay, now it's a very complicated story, but that placard is huge. It literally owned Blackpool. Um, it's basically about me as Michael Jackson because my dad is John, who's the Beatles. We are also Motown and Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson really, his solo career is very much the Beatles, okay? Nirvana, Taylor Swift, so many people, Oasis, right? Now, we were, I want to say, okay, back. Right, so Blackpool, the front seafront and the Michael Jackson placard is installation art, actually by the seaside amusement people, and they put in a picture of Michael Jackson with this blonde woman. Now that blonde woman is the woman I met in the car park who gave me a really big hug. she was very warm and basically reassured me that Blackpool was going to look after me. I could just see that very clearly. I love this woman. I don't know her. So, and there she is. Can you believe it? Right there on the front. And she works in the hotels. I now live in Blackpool. And I'm very, very pleased to say I met her again. um, Sorry. Yeah. So we own the hotels. The AA Association in London is the owner of all the hotels in Beverly Hills, London, and even Blackpool. Okay, so they've named a hotel after my wife, Claire, the Claremont Hotel in Blackpool. Okay, and then there's more. Okay, so uh, yeah, that's actually now Claire. Me and Claire, we were married very early. Not too bad, not too young. I mean, we were fine. We were just normal, loving people. People are secretive about their silly lives. What can you do? It's not my fault, nor is it Claire's. We had a great life, and so then later on, I got married to Pilgrim, um, and now we are the owners of all the hotels, and this includes Blackpool, right? And this lovely lady that I met in Blackpool gave me a great warm welcome. She looks rather like Pilgrim, a lovely girl from the north. And yeah, the hotels in Blackpool are all belonging to us. We are the Claremont Hotel in Blackpool, which is again the electronic industry stolen off us. And then she's electric, and she's also the hotels. We are the hotels. She's Sylvia. We've had it all stolen off us. Sylvia's very angry. We have a lot more to say on this. About um, well, when I was a kid, very young, uh, you can see I was adopted by Elvis Presley, and then he was involved with the mafia, right, in America. And they were very good friends with him, right? They were actually in his band, and one of the best guitarists that Elvis ever had in his music career, basically, with the live stuff especially, was actually a guy called Tony. And Tony adopted me. They both adopted me, like. And Tony is godfather of the mafia, the Gambino family, and they adopted me. So from when I was young, I had Tony's presence in my life. Uh, he's an amazing person, great guy, um, very protective, very supportive. We're the mafia. Um, he made me a godfather when I was in my teens. And then I met Tremaine, who is head of Richardson Gang, and basically all of us together, we're the mafia. We're the mafia, right? So something that's rather amazing about the mafia is you see these films about it. I mean, I've seen a few of them, and I really enjoyed them. Um, but there's something that's missing from these films, uh, and that is something amazing about the mafia. Uh, that so these films focus on the head families. Right now, the mafia. When you say the mafia, you're looking at something much bigger than this head family who are amazing people, who are organised. It's a sort of version of one wonderfulness. Like it's a bit tough here and there, but it's also the medical world these days. I mean, we're in a lot of other places these days. In the 70s, it was 60s, 50s, and 30s. Your mafia was a quite a raucous group, you know, like a protest group. You know, give me the beer, give me this, give me that. It's not yours. It belongs to us. We created this, and you've nicked it off us. This is the mafia in the 20s with beer, with alcohol. Now, in the so the mafia. One second.